So let me get this straight. In 2019, the Massachusetts State Police Department has an issue with police officers running overtime. So they installed GPS trackers to make sure that they know where their police officers are at all times. And now there's a kill switch to make the whole thing go away? Let's talk about it. You must follow the law. The law says...
Glorious. Is it a lawsuit? Probably. Why not?
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Buckle Up. It's the Law with Attorney Larry Forman. Folks, Michael Proctor is in the hot seat once again as we are investigating something known as a kill switch on the GPS tracking of police cruisers in the Massachusetts State Police Department. Now, I wanted to thank Ted Daniel, who has been on this case and investigated this for Boston 25. And what he uncovered is just a staggering and continuous corruption that knows no bounds. Here's what happened. In 2019, apparently after a multitude of unlawful draining of resources by Massachusetts State Police troopers by falsely reporting their hours and collecting wrongful overtime, the Massachusetts State Police Department decided to install GPS trackers on their vehicles. They spent almost $250,000 doing so, and that was supposed to be their way of making sure that their officers are where they're supposed to be and that they're not, lying about their whereabouts, and they're not going to be able to falsely claim overtime where it doesn't belong. But then they realized something, apparently, that we could potentially be putting our officers in danger. We could potentially be leaking confidential informants' locations, I guess. So out of the 3,000 vehicles that they have, they decided to install something known as a kill switch in about 400 plus of those vehicles. And what does that mean? That means that any trooper that is operating one of these cruisers literally hits a switch and becomes a ghost. And on the night that Michael Proctor, former Massachusetts State Police trooper Michael Proctor, I love saying that, and Kevin Albert went out for their drinky hinkies, remember? Where they got so intoxicated that Kevin Albert texted Michael Proctor saying, "Oh my god, dude, I am so freaking hungover, bro. Like, I am so hungover," with a picture of a couple of beers that they had. Well, Ted Daniel investigated and discovered that on that day, Michael Proctor was on the road for a grand total of 8 seconds. But how is that possible? They were going to Cape Cod. There's no way that did he teleport there? No, of course not. He drove there in his cruiser with the kill switch. Literally, the whole purpose of the installation of these GPS trackers is to make sure that the department knows where their troopers are at all times. And instead, what you have is a trooper killing off that possibility. It's embedded into the system. Now, the rules specify that troopers are not allowed to manipulate or tamper with or in any way modify these devices. But the kill switch was installed by the department themselves, even though we know that former trooper Michael Proctor ended up going on completely unwork-related duties. This is wild, folks. This is wild. And there's no point in investigating him anymore because, well, he's been terminated already, so that's done. What are you going to do? Reinvestigate the guy and re-terminate him? Of course not. No, that's ridiculous. But still, just the mere fact that they would install something like this is just mind-boggling. There was actually another incident before this one between Albert and Proctor. Then Trooper Dwayne Correa. He went out drinking in his unmarked cruiser and then woke up to a missing firearm. Congratulations, stupid. I mean, that should have been the first red flag as to these kill switches and why they should not be installed. They have a propensity for abuse. And I get it. Look, I understand. Troopers need to be protected, of course. If members of the public are going to be able to decipher the routes of these Massachusetts State Police troopers or any troopers anywhere in the country, and I understand the necessity for having the identity of confidential informants hidden, then what's the point of installing GPS trackers in the first place if all you have to do is just push a button or hit a switch and you're going completely dark. It just makes no sense. And especially in this case, where former Trooper Michael Proctor should have had his whereabouts going to Cape Cod with Kevin Albert marked for identification and tracked so we knew where he's going, how long he's going to be there, etc., 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 especially when they were drinking and driving that day, both of them. It is a well-known fact. It is well established. Even Kevin Albert, I believe, testified. And Michael Proctor certainly testified to this effect in first trial.
Chief Rafferty has placed Kevin Albert on paid administrative leave.
He's hungover for sure today, but he left his badge in your cruiser after a night of drinking.
And by the way, if you need a lawyer, call our office. If you've been in an accident or suffered as a result of someone else's negligence, car wreck, truck wreck, motorcycle wreck, doctor negligence, or God forbid one of your loved ones passed away, 1-844-774-HER. That yeah, they have been drinking and driving that day, and there's no record of it. It's just staggering, folks. It is absolutely staggering that we could have something like this. Now, the new colonel of the Massachusetts State Police, he says, oh, we have much more, I don't know, concrete, updated policy that we are now implementing to keep a better track of our troopers. They don't care. They don't care if they're gonna bend over backwards to protect them. Everybody knows this. Nobody really cares. And look, we get it. We get it. You're going to back your boys in blue. But the public, bro, the public has a right to know, and you are hiding information from the public. And that's not okay. That's just not okay. Because now, not only do we have an insane amount of corruption in the Karen Reed case, do you see all these tentacles of danger, how they're spreading outside of the Karen Reed case and are infecting so many other, not only cases, but troopers and other individuals? It is terrifying, folks. It is terrifying and it's scary. And I'm going to talk about in the next video about how much more damage has been done as a result of Michael Proctor's GPS and text messages. It is much worse than we feared, folks. 19, as many as 19 murder cases could be impacted as a result of former Trooper Michael Proctor's shenanigans. Can you believe it? Don't forget to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel. Folks, this is crazy. Unfortunately, this is one of those gifts that just keeps on giving. And I'm here for it. I'm here to keep telling you all about it. And I'm going to continue reporting on these things as they come up. But it is insanity how deep the corruption goes. And we're about to learn that there may be legitimate murderers, people who have actually committed crimes that are about to go free because of all this corruption. But that's up next. So I hope you all learned something. I love all of you, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.